SpongeBob. These last few years have been some of the best in my life, but I must move on.
Yo, how's it going everybody? Ray here. This is definitely a video that I never thought I'd make, especially because it's been such a long time since I looked at YouTube and at my own videos. I've been watching YouTube here and there, but for the most part, around the time when I stopped uploading, I also kind of stopped watching YouTube. There's a lot of YouTubers that I used to watch, like Pyrocynical, Funk, Uncle Dane, and a lot of other TF2 YouTubers. I pretty much stepped away from the scene completely, and I felt like it was about time for me to kind of come back and justify some of those actions and really shed some light on why I did the things I did. Not that I really have to, but at the same time, I don't want to be regarded as someone that kind of uploaded and then just stopped and never came back. And it is kind of weird for people because they'd see me be active on like stuff like Steam, or I'll be in game in TF2, and occasionally I'll get the occasional message of, hey, how you doing? It's been a while. You haven't really been talking much. What have you been up to? And I think at this point there isn't really anybody that was thinking that I might come back. Like I don't really think that's an expectation that people had, that I'd come back and upload, especially because I've been so indecisive in the past. Over time, I definitely realized that it's something that translates into my work online, into my videos, into stuff like my streaming schedule, which I never really had. And I feel like it's time to address some of these issues. So for one, why did I stop uploading? Where did I go, and what have I been doing? I've pretty much been working at the same job that I was working at when I stopped uploading, but something happened between that period of me being a little bit more active and September, which is when I stopped uploading. I became really unhappy in a lot of ways, mostly because I was just unhappy with my progress in life. I really didn't like the fact that I didn't have some clear outlined goals, and every day that passed that I wasn't uploading, I was actually thinking about my channel, and I was thinking about uploading, and every time I'd come home, think back to that idea that I had at work or whatever, because I would always be thinking about YouTube. Maybe not always, but it would definitely cross my mind a couple of times a week, and it's kind of weird, honestly, seeing time pass between your last upload and that time just kind of kept piling up. And I felt like, you know what, maybe it's best to call it off, because if I come back, people are probably going to expect something crazy, you know, they're going to expect like a huge project. But I think in this case, it felt pretty clear that I probably wasn't going to come back, which is why a lot of people haven't been asking me too much about it. Over time, I also got really addicted to Face It. And I don't really like using that term, addicted, but I did play about 1,000 matches of Face It, and if you don't know what Face It is, it's basically Team Fortress Pro League right now. You've probably heard of it by now because Banny's been promoting it very heavily, obviously on his stream. It's basically replacing PUGChamp now, and TF2 Pro League is very fun to play. Definitely the point system and how many points you could actually get from playing it has decreased a lot, and I'm happy that they made that change now because it used to be very toxic. Obviously, you can't really compare TF2 Pro League to how the old Face It was, because back when it was just Face It, there were only about 20 to 30 active players on there. It was a very small community, but that's what made it really fun, and I think I grinded it so much that I made about $200 to $300, which is pretty good just from playing TF2, but it got really addicting because you would get so many points for winning, and I would always be trying to top the ladder and stuff. That's why a lot of the videos that I did upload, or like the one that I uploaded in September, was just highlights from Face It, because that's all I was doing, and that really took a big priority over me actually uploading videos. And I say the reason for that is that I didn't really see YouTube as something that I'd be continuing in the future, and with that being said, that was the perfect sort of excuse from myself for not uploading and to kind of call it quits here. I would obviously rather play Face It than upload, which is pretty scummy. I mean, for me to come back and to say that that's why I wasn't uploading, I know a lot of people are going to probably expect more of me and probably better of me to some degree, but that's the honest reason. And so over time, I just didn't really think about making another video at all. That's basically what I have been up to. I'm basically planning on getting a new job right now, and I'm also planning on going to college in July. I want to be a paramedic, so obviously the schooling for that is 8 months, and it's really intense. I obviously won't have time to upload, like, even if I did want to come back, I wouldn't have time for it until my school is done, which is obviously very understandable. So it'd be very difficult for me to come back to YouTube because of that for a while. So I did want to let people know that that's what I would be up to, so that there won't be any confusion around that time. As for future projects, however, I did tease a lot in my Discord that I wanted to upload a new frag movie. And I do want to do that. I've actually been playing medic a lot more. I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense. This dude wants to be a paramedic. Of course, you know, maybe he'll give medic a try, but for real though, I do kind of like it. It's pretty fun. I don't know why, but I do think that whenever you're playing medic, anyone who has had that experience to play medic in sixes will know that it's very intense. And because of that, I think it makes the game so much more fun.
Now stop the second point, Wraith. Come with me, stop the second point, my son. Stop the second point. Do not let them capture. Now stand on the point. Keep your feet on the point. If your feet leave the point, you'll be
Fuck you, father. Make me.
Now, wait. Good thinking, my son. That was fast action.
Especially in TF2PL, where I'm playing in the beginner division right now, it's kind of hard for me to get out of it because there's a lot of people that don't have experience, but I kind of feel like if you're playing medic, it does help a lot, and you can definitely help your team out much more, because it's always better to have a more experienced player playing medic because you know where you should be positioning yourself and whatnot. Whereas a new player that is playing in beginner will definitely not know how to play medic. It's always been one of those things where I always kind of question it, like, how do you not know how to play medic? All you do is heal, but there's definitely more to it than that. And I am thinking that I might make a frag video, or maybe like shorter videos of just me playing medic and getting like frags, crossbow kills. From now on, if I upload stuff, it'll be like shorter videos, definitely not as polished as my old stuff, and it'll just be like, I don't want to call them clip dumps, but I think they will be that to some extent. They won't be as frequent. I do want to sift through my old gameplay just because I have so much stuff sitting on the back burner that I've basically never used, and I never really thought I'd use, but it's there and it's good material. Currently though, right now I'm having trouble working with the Lowena recording tool, which I use for making those montages, and that's what I used when I made my Supreme frag show, which definitely did a lot better than I thought it would. If anyone can help me out with it though, the problem is that I can't launch TF2 through Lowena, and I've done every single thing possible to try and remedy that, but it's just not working. I've even reinstalled the game, and I think the only solution is to do a complete clean reinstallation, redo my CFG folder, delete all that stuff and start from scratch, and I think that should work. But until that gets fixed, I won't really be able to upload any frag videos, and that's why it's taken me so long. For a while I kind of stopped working on it, and now I've started working on it again, and I've been running into issues, put simply. But I might try and upload like music mixes on this channel, like random stuff. I'll try and keep it semi-active to some extent, but for the most part it's definitely going to be older footage, and it might be some new stuff, I don't really know. But I am going back to school soon, so it'll make things very difficult. I really did wish that I had more to say, you know. My Discord though will be linked in the description down below, or in like a pinned comment or something. I do want to get it active again, just because I felt like I had a really good community going, and it's a shame that I didn't really keep up with it, just because I tend to be a really inconsistent person. Obviously a lot of people know this, my fan base knows this, so for the most part that's all I wanted to get across. I've been doing well, I'm definitely doing better now, but in November, December, my birthday was in December, I'm 19 now, I'm going to be turning 20 this coming December, which is pretty crazy to think about because I still have a lot of growing up to do. But I do love making commentaries, and for a while I was in a place where I was pretty depressed and I didn't want to come onto YouTube and bring that energy over, so I did stay on the down low for a little bit. But if I have stories, like when I go back to school, if I'll have like story time videos or stuff that happens, because my life has been, for the most part, pretty mundane. But I really do hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for future projects. They might be inconsistent. I'm not gonna have a schedule, never gonna have a schedule, so don't expect videos to be scheduled, but you know, something once or twice a month, maybe, hopefully will happen. Just wanted to make this video to basically get the point across that I'm okay and I'm still around. Even though I'm not as active on Twitter, I still kind of check my stuff every now and again. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Peace.